Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roast.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers. We are coming to you guys in a state of perpetual mourning. We are not going to disguise our sadness, our disgust, all of the feelings we have towards what happened to Rachel.
Absolutely. We are going to be getting into the Rachel of it all, of her just basically getting shot into the sun for reasons. What reasons, nobody knows. But we are going to be getting into all that. But we are also going to be getting into Lauren, who is now HOH again for second time now. And is she someone who could actually be winning the game at this point? Because it's starting to feel like it.
Yeah, I think we have to actually take her seriously now as one of the top contenders. And I know a lot of you are probably commenting in anger, and part of that may still be because of Rachel, but also because of this, because It's just like, Lauren is not the most fun person to watch on the live feeds. I think we can all agree on that. She is the most indecisive person of all time.
Yes.
But she does have multiple HOHs, like you said.
Yep.
She's won a veto. She's pretty well positioned, and we'll talk more in this video about just how well positioned that she is, because anytime that you have a crazy and or absurd twist that comes in the game, there's going to be people who are at a very big disadvantage because of it. But then there's also people who are going to be hugely boosted because of it. And I think Lauren is one of those people.
Lauren is absolutely one of those people. She is in a very good position now that Rachel is gone.
Okay, well, we have a lot to get into in this video. Before we do, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are here every day with Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers, discussions about the game, all that sort of good stuff. We are also gearing up for Survivor 49 coming later this month. The Amazing Race coming back later this month as well, with Big Brother alumni and their loved ones. I mean, this is going to be a really fun season for Big Brother fans, or for just geography nerds like us.
Absolutely. So hit that subscribe button, stick with us. And if you want to talk more Big Brother with us, you can head over to our Patreon. I'll have a link for you below. And thank you so much to everyone who has joined our Patreon. It really helps us here at the channel.
Okay, so Lauren is the new head of household here.
She sure is.
So, okay, we'll just start with this. Like, she ends up becoming HOH because of everything that happens with this safety chain that ends up leading to Rachel's demise. But Lauren comes out of this with this sense of power, and it's an interesting sort of power at this point, because she knows that Vince has not been upfront and honest with her about every single thing that happened in the house. Like, her antenna are up, like, a little bit versus where they were before.
Absolutely. But for whatever reason, Vince's not on the block.
No, he's not on the block. And I think, is this a case of, okay, Lauren just doesn't have a lot of people to turn to because she didn't really work on her social game leading into all of this? I think that's a part of it.
Yeah, I think that's a part of it. I mean, I think there's a part of her that also knows she doesn't have like the most amount of allies at this point. Vince has been HOH. He hasn't put her up. And I mean, at that point, then why are you putting Vince up?
I do think this, although, does get into this interesting question where, let's say hypothetically, we get a Lauren Vince final two at the end of all of this. I do think it's easy to be like, okay, Vince has dominated a lot of this game socially and strategically, especially now that Rachel's no longer in the running.
Yeah.
But he's also annoyed people because he's cried a lot. He has complained a lot about various odds and ends in the house. And I know Lauren has her fair share of issues, but she hasn't betrayed people on the level that Vince has, where people like Kelly don't really want anything to do with Vince anymore.
Yeah, I don't know that Vince has done enough with his jury management at this point. He did earlier on, but after that second HOH, it hasn't been going the same way that it has been. Now that Rachel's not in the house, for me, I think he's easily the biggest target. He is easily the person that most people are going to be looking at being like, he could win the game. I don't want to sit at the end with Vince. I think there'll be a lot of that. I don't think Vince is making it to the end of the game now. If he does, it'll be a miracle.
Yeah, and he's going to be really reliant on having to like scheme and hope last second that things work out for him. Because it feels like with Lauren being HOH and him not being on the block, he's kind of lucky. And it feels like a lot of this luck is just geared towards, he picked Lauren during the safety chain at a time in which it benefited her because she had more time to complete it. And so it's like, okay, she can say that, all right, now he's tried to do something for me after all of these instances of Vince doing me wrong for like week after week after week. Okay, for those of you who don't know, this White Locust safety chain competition. It seems, based on what we have heard, obviously we haven't seen it on the show yet, but it feels very reminiscent to everyone who watched Big Brother Reindeer Games. There was a challenge that led to Danielle Reyes getting eliminated, where somebody goes and completes this challenge, and then they pick someone else to complete this challenge after them, with the real caveat being they have less time than the person who did it before. And the person ultimately who is unable to complete this in the amount of time that they have left, they end up leaving the game. And so it really benefits you if you're picked early on in this challenge, because it gives you more time to do it. It's a real show of trust. And that's why Vince choosing Lauren, which was still pretty early in this competition, Ava had the right to pick somebody first. She picked Vince because Vince volunteered, and then Vince picked Lauren, Lauren picked Morgan, Morgan picked Rachel, and now Rachel is gone. But Lauren, she might feel like, okay, you know, I can trust Vince enough ... for now that it doesn't benefit me to put him up.
Yeah, and I don't think that it does benefit her to put him up at this point right now. Anyways, like I said, he hasn't put her up. It feels like, why would she be doing this right now? She has a few allies, but not as much as other people in the house at this point.
Yeah, the position that Lauren is in, which is really, really interesting, is just, okay. Yeah. She's got Vince, who she's still got her alliance, no matter fake quotes or not you want to use for it, that's there. She's got her Bond Girls final two with Lauren, with Ava. Yeah. And we can talk about whether how serious that is or not, but it's here. She's also gotten closer to Kelly. It's not like her and Keanu. Yeah, I know, Kelly, the most trusted alliance in Big Brother history. You know, she's not super close to Keanu, but he is potentially a shield depending on what ends up happening this week.
This is the thing, is that she's not really like super tight with anyone, but she's not on anybody's radar either, which I think is kind of interesting because she has won 2 HOH's veto. I mean, she's getting pretty far in the game here. People do seem to like her fairly well. That's not good. You don't want to sit beside somebody that people like fairly well.
No, like that's never good. It's just like that. Yeah, the only negative thing anyone can say about Lauren is that she doesn't make up her mind. But I think it's the situation where if you win enough competitions down the road, like you are actually going to have to make tough decisions. Like if Lauren wins the final 3 HOH, like she can't just sit there and say, I don't know, for an hour. Like she is going to have to do something that is a move she claims on her resume.
Absolutely. And she is making decisions.
Okay, so all of this leads to who is up on the block right now. Lauren has nominated Ashley, Will, and then Morgan. And so this is not a surprise. Like these are all people who were a part of the judges. These are not people who she has like this huge, super tight relationship with.
So Morgan is the obvious target at this point for Lauren, and it makes the most amount of sense. I mean, she is the closest to Vince at this point. Lauren was closer to Vince, but that is kind of pulling apart a little bit because of what is going on with Morgan. Getting Morgan out weakens Vince, strengthens her own game. That's the move.
It is the move, and that's why I don't blame Lauren for doing this, even though it's incredibly messy and also entertaining for a few different ways. We have Morgan now, who has been in this state of semi-perpetual crying ever since the nomination ceremony happened and the feeds came back on, doing all of this "I told you so" to Vince. I can't believe that you wanted to trust this person. How could Lauren do this to me? And I'm just sitting back and being like, Morgan, you have talked smack about Lauren for weeks now, whether it be because of how close she was with Zach, how close she was with Vince. It's like, you can't be shocked that she would want you out of the game.
Morgan, you guys aren't working together. Like, I don't know why you are this surprised that someone you are not working with put you on the block.
Yeah, and it's the other big thing that you mentioned a second ago. It's that she's really close to Vince. And if you are Lauren, you want to find a way to isolate Vince for yourself, and whether or not she actually says this publicly or in the diary room, we have to wait and see. But there's something really interesting to this idea that Vince is largely responsible for some of Lauren's allies going home over the last couple of weeks. And now Lauren can kind of return the favor. And you're not going after Vince, but you're getting rid of someone who Vince could have turned to instead of you.
Absolutely. She needs to weaken him enough that he has to rely on her.
All right. So the veto is happening today. We do know the veto players. We have our HOH. Our nominees are taking place in this.
Yep.
We are adding to the mix here. We have Vince and we have Ava.
Yeah.
Is Vince actually going to try to win this veto? Because what another surprise. Vince has found himself in yet another moral quandary in this game.
Absolutely. And should he win this veto? Should he use it on Morgan? I mean, everyone knows that they're close. So I'm going to throw it out there as a wild card and be like, why not? I mean, what's he going to try to be like, oh, yeah, we're not that close. Stop it. You guys are close. Everybody knows it. You're this deep into the game now. Just win it and save your ally.
There's one or two things that Vince is going to do here. He can win it and save his ally, which feels like it is the most likely scenario at this point, because why wouldn't he want to do this? Yeah, Lauren may want Morgan out, but that doesn't benefit Vince. And Vince can win this veto, save Morgan with it, and then do damage control with Lauren after the fact. I mean, she has forgiven him for so many things in this game before. Why not go ahead and forgive him for this as well?
Absolutely.
But then there's this other school of thought, and Vince has already kind of discussed whether or not he's going to do this, because Lauren has already told him, I don't want you to use this power of veto. I do not want the veto used. Does Vince just throw this and try to explain it to Morgan after the fact that, oh, you know what, I really, really tried?
Yeah, I mean, he could. He is weaselly like that he may try to do something where he just tries not to win it and be like, oh, sorry, tried my best sort of thing. But that's not really, for me, the move that would benefit his game. He has lost so many allies. He really needs Morgan to stay in this game.
Yeah, and we've talked about this, that one of Vince's ideal final threes here is he makes it with both Lauren and Morgan. So he's there with two people who he feels really strongly that they're both going to take him to the end.
They're not taking each other.
No, they're definitely not taking each other. So it's just like, why not try to find a way to ensure that this can still happen? And if you end up losing someone else who, I don't know, you're kind of sort of close to in the crossfire, like, oh, well.
Yep.
The other thing here, obviously, is that if Vince wins the veto, he can't be a replacement nominee. So he doesn't have to worry about this, oh, I'm going to make Lauren mad and she's going to put me up as revenge, because it's like, okay, well, she can't.
Right.
All right. So now, who is going to be the replacement nominee in the event someone goes off the block?
Yep.
Okay, this makes me really sad, guys. It's going to be Keanu. It's going to be our guy Keanu, and I don't want to admit it, but it is.
I mean, this is not a surprise. She's not working with him, so why wouldn't he go up?
Yeah, and I think this is the other problem at this point, where if you're Lauren, you're looking around at the numbers. Rachel would have been an option for you, but she's not there anymore. You had another problem with those twists, but instead, she's not going to put up Kelly because, sure, Kelly could volunteer, but, I don't think Lauren wants Kelly to leave the game this week.
No, like she's an ally. So, I mean, yeah, you can't really trust her, but at the same time, I mean, you got to keep who you can keep.
Yeah, she's not going to put Ava up on the block. As we've already specified, she's not going to put Vince up. Keanu is just sort of the only option. And this is not a situation where she really wants to get rid of him this week. Like we said, Morgan is the actual target, but I don't think it's lost on her either, this idea that, okay, yeah, Keanu's not coming after me right now, but if he goes up as the replacement, he loses the blockbuster, which is, by the way, 100% still in play. It's a good move for your resume that you're getting rid of who was effectively the biggest comp beast who was left.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's good for the resume.
Now, we've already seen this interesting back and forth here regarding both Vince and Keanu with their conversations with Lauren, where it's like Keanu is already advocating that Vince could be a replacement nominee here. Not that he hasn't said he wants to teach Vince a lesson again, but he has been like, Vince isn't going to go if he goes up on the block. It's fine. It's an option you can do. Just go ahead and do it. It's going to be okay.
It's so weird. This has been such a strange, past 7 days with him being HOH, putting Vince up, teach him the lesson, then, advocating for him to stay, and now is trying to sell him.
Yeah. And meanwhile,
sell him out.
Vince is fully selling out Keanu and saying, and I should say, lying and telling Lauren that, Keanu has said now that next week, you're one of the two people he would really like to see leave the game. It's either you or it's Ashley. And Vince is clearly making all of this up because Vince, as we have established, he no longer cares about Keanu whatsoever. He feels like Keanu left him up high and dry. Yep. He doesn't have that loyalty to him. He can go at any given point.
But to be fair, Vince never really had any loyalty to him. Anyways, he did him dirty so many times that finally he had enough. Vince got on the block for it. So Vince crying about it now and being like, yeah, he did me dirty. It's like, no, you started this whole chain of events that ended you here.
I'm just going to say this now. I want Morgan to go at this point. I want Morgan to be the next member of the jury. And part of this is I'm just fully down the hole with Keanu at this point. I want Keanu to win this season. I have accepted that we're just going to let the Big Brother world burn here and Keanu is going to be the champion.
It's definitely a possibility at this point. I mean, he has won so much this season.
And the other part of this is just that I don't really think Morgan is as good of a player as Morgan thinks, because it's just like you look at her game, extremely transparent alliance / flirtmance, whatever you want to call that, with Zach. Very transparent alliance with Vince. It feels like it's very obvious where she stands at every single point. I want Vince, if Vince does win this season, like he is the best strategic player left, but I want him to be tested at every single turn. Like, I want this to be the hardest road possible for him.
This has been one of the seasons that has had the most worst Big Brother players I have ever seen in one group of people.
Yes.
I will not be satisfied unless the winner is Keanu or Kelly at this point. It needs to be somebody who is just really, the poster person for this season of bad gameplay to end up walking away with it. And I'll just be like, that is the season. Here's your winner. It's Kelly.
You've gone beyond the world burning. You have just decided the entire galaxy needs to feel it.
Absolutely. Yeet it right into the sun this whole season.
Okay. Vince, I'm still okay if you end up winning the season.
No, I am too. He's the best player that
he is the best player, but I do want him to be challenged. I also want him to I want him to play without Morgan at this point, because it's just watching him and Morgan cry and cuddle on each other. It's just like, it's not fun. It's uncomfortable. I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this storyline.
I am also done with the storyline. It's time for Morgan to go. I mean, Vince has been challenged quite a bit, especially the past few weeks, but yeah, Morgan just needs to go.
Yeah. Now, I think before we get to the Rachel conversation, because there's a lot to talk about with the Rachel conversation, let's talk just a minute here about Ashley and Will, who I mean are both incredibly just hurt by this twist that they're now both, they don't have this big shield to hide behind anymore. Like, I think Will, no matter what happens this week, is probably going to be safe. I can't imagine anybody getting rid of him.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised, but they are both definitely hurt by this twist. I mean, oh my God, this twist.
Ashley, if there's a situation where, let's say hypothetically here, Morgan wins the veto, Keanu goes up, Keanu wins the blockbuster, I think Ashley probably goes, and that's a really big blow. I don't want to lose her, and I don't want to lose Will. I think they're both more interesting players this season than Morgan. I know for a lot of people who've just watched the TV shows, they don't see enough of what Will does. He is the best. Like, Vince is the best strategic player. Will is the best social player.
By a mile.
Everyone loves this dude. I love this dude. I would love
50.
Yeah, I would love to hang out with Will. He's just a good guy with pretty good reads, and he's just known, okay, you know what? I don't need to do anything to put a target on my back. Yeah, eventually he needs more resume moves, but he hasn't needed them yet.
No, he hasn't. And he has been building jury management, which is really what wins you the game. You can get to the end of the game, but if you haven't built up your jury management, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't let people go out not feeling good about you. And there's a lot of people that are going out not feeling good about anybody.
Okay, so we've taken our time here. We have built up, we have basically we've gone to a rage room. You know, those rooms where you get the hammers and you get to break stuff? We are now entering the rage room to talk about Rachel.
Absolutely. This twist is terrible. I mean, and I feel like so ripped off about it because when it came out with this twist, it's like, oh, it's called the White Locust. I'm like, ooh, like the show, and I love the show, but all these horrible things happen on the show too. So I should have known better, but I didn't. I was so excited about it, nervous, you know, all these different feelings, but the twist that I've always hated with this show, and they haven't done it a lot, but they've done it enough where it's like, oh, it's night one and Joan is going home, or Barbara, or Tim, or whoever is just going first. We've seen this before, and it's always irritating to me because it's like, we don't know anybody who's leaving on the first night where they have a twist where it's like, you play this competition, whoever comes in last, bye, and we've only seen them for one night. There's no stake in the game at that point, and I'm already irritated with a twist like that, and I'm sure whoever's leaving first also feels that way because they probably tried to get on this show for so many seasons.
Yes.
And then some ridiculous twist of like, oh, it's high stakes, you know, you might end up just leaving and you don't get to play the game at all. And it's like, there's no high stakes for anybody that's watching because we just don't know you. But here, Rachel has been in this game for over 50 days for so much of the season. She has played an excellent game with a lot of really bad players. She has never seen the block. Why would she be all of a sudden have a twist that they've done for first nighters? Oh, you're out of the game. Oh, well. And you're going to have it this deep into the season to just ruin somebody's game, anybody's game, even if this wasn't Rachel. This is just nasty for no reason, and I hate it.
It is, there are so many adjectives I could use to describe this. I'll just say this. It is beyond disrespectful. It's disrespectful to Rachel. It's disrespectful for us watching the show. It's disrespectful to, I think, any Big Brother fan out there in general, just because, it, like I said, it doesn't matter. This could be Kelly. And
I agree. I'd be just as mad. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like nobody should be subjected to this on day one, let alone where we are now months into the season, because this is the point where we've all grown really, really emotionally invested in these players. And I mean, I will say this, that I'm sure this was the worst case scenario for production. This is the last thing production wanted to happen with this twist. You don't build sets like this overnight. I'm sure they had a plan with this whole chain of safety thing from the start of the season.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? It's like, it's fine on something like a show like Reindeer Games, where this is a more of a competition-based show. You know that a competition is going to lead to an elimination and you don't have another chance to win a veto or win a blockbuster or talk your way out of it or anything. Like, this is not that show. This is Big Brother. And whenever they bring in a twist like this, where you have no chance to save yourself, then what's the point of being on this show where you're going to play an amazing game like Rachel has been playing, or even a bad game like Kelly has been playing, but she has still earned her spot where she is right now to just be taken out because reasons?
I will speak in the meta sense for a second here. I have not seen a twist ever on Big Brother, and we'll do more historical stuff later, but I have not seen a twist ever on Big Brother that has universally aligned fans, alumni. I cannot think of more than maybe 2 people who had a positive thing to say about this twist. It was all just this deluge of negativity, and you're adding to all of this. And here's where we can get very specific about Rachel, because, you know, story time. Jess and I have met Rachel before. You know, we talked with Rachel.
We even have a picture of Rachel from when we did talk with her and meet with her back up in Canada when we were covering Big Brother Canada. It's over on our Instagram, which is Matt and Jess TV, if you want to follow us there. Yeah,
and Rachel is one of the best ambassadors for Big Brother that this franchise has ever had. Like, yeah, I think she likes the fame aspect of it, but she loves the game. And to hear Brendan come out today and over the past 24 hours and talk about how she does this for the love of the game. And it's like things like that just make me so irrationally mad, because we got to throw this in here. This is Rachel's and Brendan's anniversary that she's going to jury on her anniversary where she has to just now be alone. And yeah, I know you sign up for this when you go and play Big Brother, that, you know, these sort of things can happen, expect the other unexpected, like all of that sort of nonsense. But it's another thing altogether to do it in a way where we don't get to see her goodbye on the feeds. We don't get any sort of buildup whatsoever. We don't get a situation where we're like, Rachel's on the block. We get to see how much this evolved player, because she is infinitely better as a player now than she was, even in my opinion, the season that she won. We didn't get to see her battle adversity. It was just like, you got a placement in this competition at the wrong time, and that's it.
Yeah, it's so infuriating, and like you said, across the board, like alumni are upset, fans are upset, everybody's upset. I don't know who was at that Big Brother production meeting that was like, this is a good idea.
No,
don't worry, it won't be Rachel, it'll be anybody else. And you know, I stand on that. It doesn't matter who it is. Each person has really earned their spot to be there right now. To just go out for no reason, no chance at safety. This game is about strategy and socializing and being able to talk your way through things and get your way out of something. This is so infuriating. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, I'm not going to watch the rest of the season. And there probably are people that aren't. We'll still be here till the wheels fall off. But it's gritting my teeth at this point. I'm really upset about it.
I just think if Rachel had gone in any other way, like if she had been outplayed by somebody and was evicted like that, like I would have no problem with it, because it's just like, ultimately I want to see good gameplay and I want to see a season that feels fair. And it's just that this doesn't. And maybe there's a couple of people, I know Rachel has her haters, who are going to be like, well, she was benefited heavily by production in season 13, and she was. I'm not going to sit here and argue with that.
But this is not season 13.
No, it's a completely different season, and it just really, really stinks that we are in this position right now with what exactly happened.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a really tough pill to swallow at this point, because she was playing a really good game in a really tough environment, because there aren't a lot of strategic players in this game. And she is a strategic player, especially this season. She is very evolved. To be playing with people like Keanu, who are very hard to play with, Kelly, who you can't trust, like Mickey, who's lying all the time. I know it's a game of lies, but lying about things she didn't even need to lie about. Like, it was a very difficult season to play in general, on top of her being a winner, a veteran, and to not actually have a chance to play, to get out of this situation and see what chops she really has. It's like, what could have been?
This is one of the biggest all-time sliding doors moments for this show, and I actually teared up a little bit last night, and I'm not being corny about this. I'll explain why. It's because they had this moment on the feeds with Keanu, and he was in there looking at the memory wall, and he basically said, it was supposed to be you and me in the final two, Rachel. It was supposed to be us. I wanted to beat you. I didn't want anybody else to beat you. It was just, Keanu's a messy king. We all know this.
Yes.
It doesn't excuse the fact that he tried to get Rachel up when Vince was HOH, but it's just that he has this almost like samurai way about him, where he wants to play this game with his own bizarre sense of honor. And it's just like, Rachel cared about Big Brother so deeply. And I'm not trying to talk about Rachel like she's dead. She's alive. Hopefully we'll get to see her again throughout the season. But it's just that Keanu's the same way. I think he takes this really, really seriously. So to hear him talk about it, and to hear basically that Rachel tells him on her way out the door, don't let me down. It's like, that's one of the most emotionally affected I've been watching any television show since the season 3 finale of Lost.
I know. Oh my God.
Listen, I needed to just like take up, that was worse than the Miguel episode of This Is Us.
Oh my God. We're bringing up all the worst episodes that make me cry the most.
Yeah, that was the one where I just stood in my backyard and cried by myself.
I know. No, It is very and their relationship has been frustrating, joyful, you know, all of the things this season. I'm really gonna miss her on the show. I'm gonna miss that relationship. I think the show has made a huge mistake with this, and I really hope that they just never do this again.
Please.
I understand that they're going to bring in all kinds of unfair twists on the show, the coup de Jeff. They always bring in twists that benefit people, and they have brought in twists like this, like I've said.
Yeah.
You know, night one, see you later, Tim, see you later, Joan, bye, Barbara, like people that we don't even know. And that has happened, and it's frustrating when that happens too. But this deep into the game, this is an insult to fans.
That leads me to, since you brought up the coup d'etat, this is the last thing I wanted to say on it. And this is a question for you guys too. I'm really curious. What do you think is the most unfair twist in the history of Big Brother?
This.
I spent a lot of time with this because
No, this.
Okay, to me it's between this and the coup d'etat. And
This.
I'll explain my argument for the coup d'etat because I think oddly they're very similar in a way, because Big Brother 11's the first season Jess and I professionally started covering Big Brother. Like, we've been in these streets a long time. But
yes,
Jesse, for those of you who did not watch, or it's been a long time,
get screwed over.
Jesse was playing an incredible game for the first part of season 11. It actually reminds me a lot of Paul in season 19, where he had like these minions who would just do anything he wanted. Like, after he got just completely robbed by the coup de Jeff, like Lydia had like a 3-day crying session after the fact. It was just, everyone was so torn up about this. But there's a real weird parallel here where Jesse, a returning player on a season full of newbies, ends up being the first juror. I mean, yeah, he at least had a chance to face an eviction vote. Rachel didn't have that, but Jesse didn't get a chance to compete in a competition. Rachel did. It's just, there are these really weird parallels between the two. And I know Rachel's a lot more of a likable player in general than Jesse. Like, we're both big Jesse fans, but it's just like, to
Team
me,
Jesse, I like him.
I feel like they're 1A and 1B in my mind. Maybe I will push Rachel further front in the pack after I have some more time to think about it. It's just like the wound is still really fresh for me.
No, yeah, that coup de Jeff was cack, but this is to me worse. Like, it just was so. I don't know. I'm really unhappy about it. I mean, it took us a little while to come on here and collect ourselves to even come and talk about this. We were so mad last night, as Twitter was, as, you know, BB Sky was. Everybody was so mad, us included.
I couldn't sleep. I was just, and I think I was just also so mad because there was all this buildup and this thought that this twist was going to make feeds like so great. And it's like, I turn on feeds, Rachel's gone. And then it's like, yeah, I'm watching Keanu and Kelly do laundry. It's like, where are these great feeds? Like, what is this?
Yeah, there's no great feeds from something like this. This has completely changed the game. But I will say that with Rachel gone, it is going to bring people like Will and Lauren and Ava to the forefront. There is no big shield anymore.
Okay, well, let's turn this to you guys now. Like, obviously, we want to know your thoughts about what happened to Rachel, but also, do you think that Lauren is the actual front runner at this point? Does she have the resume? Who do you want to see leave the game? Let us know in the comments. And of course, hit that subscribe button for more Big Brother updates and support us further by joining our Patreon. That link is in the description. Thank you so much. We will see you here next time.